When Kate Kiameh first arrived at St. Mary's, the class of 21 instantly knew that she was going to be something special, something I sure know I felt when I first met her in Coach M's health class in 9th grade. Little did we know just how right we would be about this unanimous, unspoken intuition. Whether she's tearing it up on stage as Grandma Adams, volunteering for Communiversity to help tutor fellow students for ACT testing, or simply providing any conversation with her witty banter and contagious laughter, this girl brings sunshine with her wherever she goes and is a definite force to be reckoned with. And because I know she has something incredible to say today, let's, without further delay, give it up for the one and only Larry the Legend, Catherine Genevieve Kiameh.
In a mock interview for college, I was prompted with the question, what do you consider your greatest weakness? It's a question that none of us want to hear, but I didn't hesitate. My anxiety and depression. The interviewers immediately rebutted my answer. They insisted that mental illness is a challenge and a strength rather than a weakness. Looking back, I would argue that neither answer was correct. I realize now that it is hard for me to view my anxiety and depression as a strength when it is something that I've always tried to set aside. In 5th grade, my guidance counselor told me I had grit. Not knowing what it meant, I looked it up and found TED Talks in which Angela Duckworth spoke to the power and passion behind grit. Since then, I have strived to be the girl with grit. Grit to me was having the strength and perseverance to keep going despite the obstacles in my path. It meant failing, picking myself back up, and brushing off the disappointment. There's this false and unreasonable trope that people with mental illness show their strength when they accomplish things despite their mental illness. I bought into this false narrative. I told myself that I should ignore my anxiety and depression in order to be that girl with grit. This word should quickly began to dominate the way I viewed my mental illness. I should make all A's if I'm really dedicated. Why can't I just take this test without getting sick to my stomach? I should be able to do that, shouldn't I? I just need to show more grit. There came a point when I overwhelmed myself with these shoulds. Others told me to ignore this feeling of hopelessness and try not to care so much. They didn't understand that I wasn't searching for apathy. I was searching for balance. Throughout this experience, we have failed to acknowledge a critical point. People who experience mental illness do not always get the choice. For me, I didn't get to choose not to care. I believe that my success and how people viewed me relied on how I measured up to those people with mental illnesses whom others put on a pedestal. Coping with mental illness is not one size fits all. Different experiences and different mental illnesses call for different methods of coping. I believe that strength is not shown in how a person overcomes a mental illness, but in the way they continue to search for their personal balance between healing and coping. The new measure of strength I have defined for myself is this. Am I choosing to do the things I need to do rather than the things I think I should be doing? It is a hard question that I quite honestly struggle to answer sometimes. I have to allow myself the grace to see that there are gradients in the way we handle mental illness. I am still striving to find that balance in my life, but I think my ability to recognize the strength that is already within me only goes to show the progress I have made and will continue to make. It's important not to let other people define the way you choose to take care of yourself. It's a personal process that requires reflection on what works best for you. My mental health is not a strength or a weakness. It's a part of my identity, and I'm learning to accept that. Thank you.